Tucked away in an inconspicuous little diner in South Korea lives a man who is known as the God of Blades. The man made it look easy, slicing the sushi with a few swift cuts. Each piece as thin as a cucumber slice, neatly arranged in rows. But this is merely the appetizer. Ingredients transform into lifelike little animals in his hands. Guests are astonished by Hyun-wook's knife skills. They gaze at the culinary art before them, almost too compassionate to take a bite. In his spare time, he can even craft a gift for his customers. Hyun-wook's masterful knife skills instantly turned this modest diner into an internet-famous eatery. But Hyun-wook is not a chef. He is South Korea's #1 assassin. A few days ago, to evade the police manhunt, Hyun-wook took refuge in a public bathhouse, but fate played a trick. A bar of soap, coming from nowhere, shot out and slid right under Hyun-wook's feet. While Hyun-wook was unconscious, someone switched the key to his storage locker. Thus, Hyun-wook was sent to the hospital with someone else's belongings. Upon waking up, Hyun-wook discovered he had amnesia, completely unable to remember who he was, and also had no money to pay for his hospital bills. Fortunately, Lena, who had taken him to the hospital, was right by his side. Upon learning of Hyun-wook's amnesia and lack of funds, she took on the responsibility of his medical expenses. She even drove Hyun-wook home. On the way, Lena asked Hyun-wook how old he was this year. Hyun-wook, glancing at his hospital admission slip, said uncertainly, "I am 32 years old this year." Lena was somewhat surprised. Upon arriving at Hyun-wook's house and opening the door, they found the place in disarray. With trash strewn all over, Hyun-wook was doubtful. "Is this really my place?" He seemed to be someone with a penchant for cleanliness. Hyun-wook quickly got to work and tidied up the house. The entire home was transformed, looking brand new. He also began to note down his circumstances in a notebook. "My name is Hyun-wook. I am 32 years old, and I have 2001 in savings." Since he couldn't remember anything, he decided to go out and ask the neighbors, but the neighbors completely ignored him. Later on, he encountered a thuggish neighbor who immediately became aggressive towards Hyun-wook. Hyun-wook reacted with a defensive reflex. Am I really this skilled in combat? Moreover, Hyun-wook discovered he had an exceptional talent with knives. Just in time, Lena's family restaurant was in need of a chef, so they asked Hyun-wook to help out in the kitchen. For a top assassin, becoming a chef was a piece of cake. Hyun-wook's knife skills quickly drew in countless admirers. Lena's family restaurant became an internet sensation. Thus, Hyun-wook became the chef of the restaurant. Until one day, Hyun-wook discovered a schedule on the calendar for shooting a film at a specific location. So, he was an actor? But clearly, he had no talent for acting. He couldn't handle the pain when he was hit, and when it was his turn to hit others, he struck too forcefully. When he tried to play a soldier, his lack of coordination led to his immediate dismissal by the director. Yet, Hyun-wook did not give up. He began to train in acting. He purchased a book and studied it carefully. He earnestly honed the basic skills of an actor. Opportunity soon knocked again. One day, the director set up a fight scene. Hyun-wook was to play the role of a mob boss's henchman. Unexpectedly, not only were Hyun-wook's movements sharp and clean, but his acting was also impeccable. The director was very pleased, and Hyun-wook shot to fame with that performance. Because of his impressive martial arts moves, Hyun-wook attracted a large number of fans. The director, seizing the opportunity, wrote more scenes for him, and Hyun-wook's acting career started to flourish. He also began a romance with the charming Lena. But one evening, as Hyun-wook was driving home, the music playing in the car triggered a flood of familiar images in his mind. In a flash, Hyun-wook remembered that he was not an actor, but a hitman. Rushing back to his house, Hyun-wook found it in disarray. After checking the surveillance footage, he discovered that someone had been living his life using his identity, and the story traces back to a man named Jae-sung, who no longer wanted to live. Before planning to end his life, Jae-sung decided to take a bath to wash away the body odor. In the bathhouse, he encountered Hyun-wook, a man with an expensive watch and wallet, clearly someone with money. While bathing, Jae-sung accidentally slipped a bar of soap under Hyun-wook's feet, causing him to faint. Seeing Hyun-wook's dropped keys, Jae-sung was tempted by a crooked idea. he switched his own keys with those of Hyungwook. After